Joe Hopkins here, and yeah, you read right, Casting Crowns, right? I know I don't seem like the Christian concert type, but you know, I am. I've been to see a lot of Christian bands. I am a Christian. It might be a little bit surprising to some of you. I'm not a super preachy Bible thumper type, but I am a believer. And yeah, man, I've been to see a lot of Christian bands. This is the second time I've gone to see Casting Crowns. And I got to tell you, man, they are an excellent band, right? You don't have to be a Christian to go see a Christian band, right? And I know that seems like, you know, whatever. It's got to be said. So many people, they're like, well, that's a Christian band. I've heard it before. That's a Christian band. Why would I go see them? Because they're a good band. They're a legitimately good band. They play good music. The songs are good. The band is good. And last night when I went to see them, they were really, really good. Both times I've been to see them, they were really good. Mark Hall is an incredible songwriter, and the band is great. Their guitarist, man, he's a hell of a guitarist. Yeah, skinny dude with a red Telecaster, and he was rocking on that thing. The dude can play. The whole band can play. They're very excellent, and it's worth going to see them. Plus, both times I've seen them, it wasn't a lot of money. It's not an expensive concert to go see, which is cool. And both times it wasn't that far. This time they were playing the Allegheny County Fair and Ag Expo, which is like, 15 minutes from my house. Yeah, I live kind of out in the sticks a little bit, so if I can see a concert that's less than an hour away, I'm thrilled, right? I love that. And every year they have some pretty good acts playing at the fair. And this year it was Casting Crowns. So yeah, I went to see them, right? Because it's close to home. I like the band. I like their songs, and I've enjoyed seeing them in the past. So I'm like, yeah, I'll go check them out. Thankfully, it rained right before the show, which cooled things off, because I don't know about where you guys are, but here it's been like 100 degrees for a week now with no rain. It's been pretty miserable. I took my kid to the fair two different days now, and in both days it was rough. The second day she didn't even want to stay till sundown. She's like, we're there 2 hours, and she's like, I'm done. It's too hot. Let's go home. And that's a 9-year-old is turning down riding the Scrambler and the Tilt-A-Whirl another 20 times because it's too hot. It's too hot when your kid is like, it's too hot. But it had cooled off, so it was an enjoyable show. Now, you go to see them, you do get a little bit of preaching. The man's a preacher. He is. He's a youth pastor, so you get a little bit of preaching, but it's good preaching. The dude is solidly good preacher. I appreciated it. It was a good message, and it meant something to me. But mostly it's the music. It's what we go to a concert for. It was a good show. It was definitely a good show. Like I said, the band was excellent. I enjoyed watching them play. I enjoyed listening to the music. Now, there are a few things you should know when you go to see Casting Crowns. It's a little different than other bands. First of all, I am going to play some clips of them here at the end, right? See if you want to hear how they sound, see how the show is. I'll give you some clips here, like some short clips, so copyright doesn't go all wiggy on me, because sometimes videos get blocked and stuff. I don't want that. So anyway, a couple things you should know. First of all, when it says the start time's at 8, dude, it's at 8. They started at 7 after 8. I know most of the time you go to see a band, it says start time's at 8, and they come out around 8:30 or so, right? No, Casting Crowns, they are punctual. Both times I've seen them, the start time is the start time. They're punctual. They start on time. Be there on time. They didn't have an opening act this time or the last time I went to see them. I think it's because they have a strange tour schedule. Because he is a youth pastor, I think they basically fly home every weekend, and he preaches on Sunday, and then they go back out. Right? So it's kind of hard to have an opening act when you got like this weird tour schedule where you tour during the week and take the weekends off. makes it hard to have an opening act. So they don't. And it wasn't a terribly long set. It was about an hour and a half, which is pretty good, right? That's pretty normal for a main act, right? Hour and a half. A lot of the acts I've seen have been closer to 2 hours. Some of them even 2.5 to 3 hours, depending on the band. These guys are your standard hour and a half. But once again, the tickets don't cost a whole lot. Usually their tickets are very affordable. And they don't tend to play really big venues. So whatever ticket you get, you're going to have a pretty good seat. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's like $50 to sit all the way in the back, like with a lot of bands. No, it's like $50 to sit up front. So it's reasonably priced. Usually you can get pretty good seats. And even if you don't, the venues tend not to be terribly big. They don't play big venues, right? They probably could. They're one of the most popular acts in the country, to be honest with you. They're like the premier Christian act, and they're one of the biggest draws in the country. They could play bigger venues, but they don't. And that is kind of cool. It does mean if you're going to get tickets, buy them when they go on sale, because they do tend to sell out because they are playing smaller venues. But I do appreciate the lower ticket price and the better seat choices because of how much closer you are. And they play interesting venues. They play, like I said, they played the fair this year, and then, you know, a lot of people are playing fairs these years. They're not the only ones. A lot of people do. Allegheny County, every year they'll have at least one Christian band and then a country or a rock band. I think this year they had 3 different shows. I forget who all else was playing, right? Casting Crowns was the one I wanted to see. Last year I went to see Kix. They were the rock band. Not a big surprise they played Cumberland. They're from this area. Like that's where they grew up. So that was their final tour and they're playing their hometown. But yeah, Casting Crowns, they're playing the fair. It's not a huge venue. The furthest away you're going to get is the grandstands. I actually had seats, what was it, the track seats. So I'm sitting down, like, I think it was row 7, right down on the track. Because there's a dirt track at the fair, and that's where they have the concerts, at the track. So anyway, yeah, pretty good seats. They weren't a lot of money. A lot of times they play larger churches. Like if there's a big church in your area, they might play that. That tends to be the types of venues they play. So not real big joints. Even in the back, you got a pretty good view. You know, they don't need the big jumbotrons for you to see them, because even from the back row, you can see them pretty good. It's not a big joint. It means buy your tickets early, but they're not going to cost a lot of money, which, like I said, is good because it's not a terribly long show, which can be nice a lot of times, especially for a very family-friendly band like this. Like, you could take your kids. It's kind of nice to get out a little bit early, to not, for the concert, it's not going to be late in the evening. We were done by, before 10 o'clock. So, and I'm close to home. We got home and the kid could still be in bed on time, although the kid didn't go with us. We bought tickets for my wife and my daughter. The daughter didn't want to go. She doesn't like concerts, and the wife wasn't feeling well. So me and my cousin went. We went and checked it out. The other good thing about it, and this is good if you want to bring your kids or extended family, it's not a very loud show. It's loud enough without being too loud. Like, you don't really have to worry about hearing protection for your kids or for you. It's not a screaming loud rock concert, which I appreciate, man. I'm getting to the age where I'm trying to protect what hearing I have left. You know what I mean? I go to concerts and it can be hard on your hearing. Most shows are really loud. You know what I mean? They weren't. It wasn't terribly loud. And they weren't last time I saw them either, which I do appreciate. Sometimes I think concerts are overly loud. They don't have to be that loud. It needs to be loud enough for everything, for it to still be rocking in the back row, but it doesn't have to be ear-splitting, deafeningly loud, and a lot of shows are. This isn't. You could probably, I didn't feel like I needed any hearing protection. You probably don't. Your kids probably don't. You can bring the whole family and it's fine. And you know that it's going to be family friendly. You're not going to have a lot of vulgarity and people singing about sex and God knows what else, which I'm fine with that. But sometimes you do want to take your kid, right? And even when you go to country shows, you always have to kind of wonder, yeah, do I want to take my kid? It's really loud and they sing about messed up stuff a lot of times, done me wrong songs and things like that. No, this is totally a family friendly show. Lots of people did bring their kids. And it was fine. And you can take your kid to this and it's all cool, which is nice. You can take the whole family. You can take your nieces and nephews. You can take your, grandparents, mom and dad, all that stuff. Totally, everything's fine. There's not going to be anything that's going to upset anybody unless you're one of those people that's offended at a little bit of preaching. Get over it. The dude is a preacher. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. And they're a band I would recommend to anybody. Like I said, even if you're not a Christian, even if you're not interested in anything religious, they're still a good band and they're still good songs. And it's an enjoyable night. And sometimes it is fun to go to a concert where you can take the whole family, and you can. And it's not a lot of money usually, right? I don't think they were charging a lot for tickets. So here's where I'm going to play some clips of the music. Enjoy.
Here's a church, here's a steeple, here's the all kinds of crazy people. Alright. Crazy people. I'm one of those crazy people. Do you now think you might be a crazy person? I'm one of those crazy people. 'Cause I'm just a nobody. I'm trying to tell everybody all about somebody who saved my soul.
Okay, well, there you go. That's a little taste of what you would get at a Casting Crowns show. I hope you guys liked it. Go check them out. I assume they're still on tour for a little bit longer this year. They're worth going to see. It's a good show, and like I said, it's a cheap show, right? I mean, what can I say, man? They're playing smaller venues, so even if you live out in the sticks like me, you can probably find something close by that they're playing. You know what I mean? So, yeah, if they're playing near you, give it a shot, man. Enjoy a show. A show is a show. I don't say no to a show, right? It's all good. Anyway, subscribe to my channel because I'll be doing more cool stuff and concert reviews. I'll be doing more concert reviews in the future. Whenever I go to see a show, I want to tell you guys about it. And I believe there should be some more coming up. So I will see you guys in the next video. I love you guys. Peace out, baby. Bye-bye.